just a hack. He's just an absolute hack. And he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
All right, let's talk what the Atlanta Falcons need to do this offseason and free agency and within the NFL draft that is coming up. Obviously, Joe DeLeon is Hack City's main draft pundit. Ryan Roberts obviously doing stuff on the channel as well. But so I'm not going to be Mr. Prospect. I'm not going to be super, this is the guy, my guy yet. That's not it for me yet. Right now, I want to start with needs for Atlanta that I have seen not get addressed year after year, which is a bummer because they have potential. They have enough stars on the team to have potential to go and win the very weak NFC South next year. That's what they need to do. Win the NFC South, figure it out, and build and build and build. You can't lose to the Bucs, the Saints, and the Panthers in the states that they're in right now. It's the worst division in football. You need to be the best team in the worst division in football. Please. Where do we start? Pass rush. That's where I want to start. In my years of fandom of this team, I've seen very little pass rush. Ever. We got John Abraham for a while. That was great. Jonathan Babineau, not going to forget him. He was very fun to watch, very solid on the interior. We had a year and a half of Vic Beasley, who seemed like a stud and then fell off. Okay. And we've had a consistent Grady Jarrett since 2016. Happy with Grady. No beef with Grady. I think that keep Grady in Atlanta as long as you can. They miss a lot on the defensive line. They miss a lot with interior. They miss a lot with edge rushers. They need to find a way to dial up their fast linebackers and have defensive linemen that can create pressure to let the linebackers get the sacks or find a guy that can get you 15, 16 sacks a game. Because it's pretty similar with how we see quarterbacks in the offseason. It's similar with the defensive line. If you don't have a TJ Watt, if you don't have one of the Boses, if you don't have a Micah Parsons, somebody that you can know will get you 16, 17 sacks a year, and you can't draft them, the defense needs to be good enough to do what Philly did this last season with 70 sacks. Atlanta had like 20. Impossible for any Atlanta Falcons fan or reporter, analyst, whatever, to say that pass rush isn't the number one need. It is. It is. And their second biggest need is quarterback. Desmond Ridder showed me enough, as pessimistic as I was on him. He showed me enough in the last 4 games where I would be comfortable with him competing for the number one spot on the team at the quarterback position. They just released Marcus Mariota. It was fine. It was fine. That was just what had to be done. You got cap space, so are you going to get a free agent? Are you gonna sell the farm for Lamar Jackson? At this point, I don't hate it because I need a quarterback that's going to be able to compete with all the guys in the AFC. All right, you can compete with any of the guys in the NFC. You can compete with them. The quarterbacks are okay. You have to compete with Jalen Hurts, and you might have to compete with Aaron Rodgers if he stays in Green Bay. Name another NFC quarterback that I got to really, really compete with to roll through the NFC. You can't. So if they're saying Derek Carr, I know he's getting linked a little bit to the Saints. I don't mind the idea of Derek Carr. I don't. Look what him and Darren Waller did. That's awesome to me. If that can be him and Kyle Pitts, perfect. That's what we should want. We need a quarterback that can use Kyle Pitts. Throw the ball to Drake London. It's all good. But if Ridder can do that and he can be more accurate than Marcus Mariota, I'm fine with him. So that's why pass rush is number one. Quarterback, though, it's too valuable to not have on the list, and it's too valuable to not assess every single offseason unless you have a blue chip quarterback. If you have the guy, congratulations. You're one of the blessed few. But for the rest of us, you need to evaluate that position every single year. Here's a need that I don't need this offseason. I don't need a running back. I don't. I like what we have with Tyler Huntley, Avery Williams, Cordero Patterson, and Tyler Algier. It was awesome. They ran the hell out of the ball. All of them filled different roles. I give Algier the ball 15 times a game. Give it to Patterson out of the backfield 6, Avery Williams 4, and Huntley 5. It works. They flow well. They're fast. They're strong. They do everything you need them to do. Don't let Fontenot's best player available let you draft Bijan Robinson, no matter how much of a game-breaking talent he could be. There's more than one player on the team, okay? Bijan Robinson is probably going to be the next Saquon Barkley. He will be. He's super talented. But what have the Giants done? One last position I've seen linked to what the Falcons might be looking at is corner or defensive back. 8 is too high for that. It's too high for that. It just is. It's too high for a corner. There's not a guy in this class that I'm saying, he will be the next Darrelle Revis. There's not a safety that's saying, this guy's Derwin James. No, there's not a defensive back that I would want to take at 8. Brian Branch, I'm sure, a great player. I'm sure it's too much at 8. If you're at 8 and the best defensive lineman or edge rusher is still not there, or your third best, go with the offensive lineman. Best offensive lineman that you could find. Don't call me on any bias here. I get why you would, but the left guard spot and the interior of the offensive line has been so miserable that they need to shore up the left side or center. Get the best player that you can and give your quarterback time. That's what Atlanta needs to do. That's what they need to do. Pass rush or best offensive lineman. And if you can luck into a good deal with a very talented free agent quarterback, fine. Get a quarterback in the second round. First round pick at 8. You need it to be an impact guy for 8 years. Someone that can do it for 10 years right there. Give me a Jake Matthews. Give me a Chris Lindstrom. Give me a Grady Jarrett. Any of them. Any one of those guys' production. Give me a guy that can do that.
Before we continue on with this video, I just want to tell you folks about an exciting new partnership that we have with this channel with Underdog Fantasy. Ever since I joined, I've been having so much fun. There are so many different exciting games that make watching games during the offseason more exciting. I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but it has made it way more entertaining since I found Underdog Fantasy. And my favorite game to play so far, which I think you should try out, is Pick'em. It is so easy to play. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile apps. Pick between 2 and 5 players to fill out your Pick'em slip, get every pick right, and take home some cold, hard cash. Use code HACK, H-A-C-K, HACK, like the name of this channel. Use code HACK to get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog. Go sign up. You won't regret it. You're going to have a blast. Check out Underdog Fantasy. I also want to tell you folks about our other recurring sponsor that we have on this channel, that being BetOnline, betonline.ag, which has all the updated odds, news, and anything for sports betting. It's my go-to source for when I want to be betting specifically on games. I love betting on college basketball or the NBA. Especially, again, during the offseason, always looking for more fun ways to be focused in on some of these other sports. It's betonline.ag and use promo code BELIEVE50. It's promo code BELIEVE50 to get 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.